Good morning. Happy Saturday morning, everyone. I'm Karen Yankovich, and I am live here every day through the month of December with some LinkedIn profile tips for you to use to spiff up your profile as we move into 2022. My mission is no more crappy LinkedIn profiles, and this is part of the way that I achieve that mission. So if you are watching this live on my Facebook business page or the Facebook group, which if you have not joined us yet, you should, LinkedInforWomenCommunity.com gets you there. LinkedIn, YouTube, or Twitter. I would love for you to share this with your audience there if you think that these tips would be valuable for people that you are connected with. Because again, it's just purely my gift to you as we move through the month of December to get your profile in better shape and to really show up as an influencer, as a leader, as somebody who is peers with the most influential people in your industry as we move into a new year. So we are here every day. It is Saturday morning, and yesterday we talked about our most current experience section. And today, what I want to do is dive into the rest of your experience section. Okay, so we're going to dive into the rest of your experience section here today. Let me quick do a screen share and we can get rolling. So this is my LinkedIn profile. And yesterday we talked about this, the most current experience section. And I showed you a little bit about how to nest them under your company. And today we're going to talk about these additional ones. And you'll notice that, first of all, this has a logo next to it. And I'm looking over here because that's where my profile is. This has a logo next to it, and these do not, right? And that's because I don't have a company page for my podcast, or nor did I connect. Well, I connected with Verizon, but nor did I really connect with these other companies with their company pages because for one thing, for me, I don't really want to have to maintain more than one company page. Like it's really about there's no need for that. Good morning, Sherry. There's no need to maintain more than one company page. So that's really why I don't care about these in my previous experience. I do care that I have a logo in my most current one. But more recent experience, I wanted to share like one thing off the bat, and that is like I have in here that I'm the host of the Good Girls Get Rich podcast. Now I could nest that under Up Level Media if I wanted, and maybe I will. It doesn't really matter either way. But I'm sharing this because I want you to see that you can think outside of the box. I mentioned yesterday, experience says experience, not jobs. So if you were director of sale, on the board of directors of a company, or if you were, if depending on like whatever you were doing, if you were president of the PTA, you can add those in here as experience because it shows that you have influence and that people look up to you as a leader, right? So it's absolutely okay to add things like that. In fact, I think you should because it has you showing up like a leader. So I absolutely would love for you to be adding things like, so I added my podcast as a separate thing. Now I added my podcast because I obviously use LinkedIn to do a few things. I look to LinkedIn to book myself on other people's shows, and they can check out my show if they want to see some examples of the kinds of things I talk about. And I use LinkedIn to also book guests for my show, right? Um, so it's important that if you have a podcast that you are the host of that, and remember that that positions you as the media. You are the media if you are creating content, right? So as the host of the Good Girls Get Rich podcast, I am the media. So I want to show up and claim that as a part of my experience section. And then going back through the rest of your experience, really what you want to do, like let's use this one as an example. Vice President of Marketing and Media at Infinity Communications Group. Infinity Communications Group, I owned this company. I wasn't old enough to get some of the contracts we needed to get. I was in my 30s. Crazy when I think back about this, that I had to get an old white guy to get the contracts I needed to get. I mean, I wonder if that would be different today, right? But he ended up doing a whole lot more, I think, than he bargained for. But in any case, I basically ran the company. I, hired people, I fired people, I went out on sales calls, I bought office furniture, I picked out healthcare benefits, I negotiated leases, right? I mean, I was the owner of the company. If what I was doing now was human resources related, what I would be talking about in this previous experience is I would probably call myself vice president of human resources. I did everything, but marketing and media are keywords for me. So I use those words in this title. And all I really talk about here are things that are relevant to what I'm doing now. Because what I want to do is go back to the beginning and build the story of me. What makes me uniquely qualified to do this, right? Nobody needs to know that I negotiated for health benefits when I was vice president of Infinity Communications Group, right? So nobody needs to know that. So so I don't talk about it. It's not necessary. It doesn't serve me today. So as you create your previous experience sections, I want you to just think about what building the story of you. And if you're a lot of questions that I get asked a lot is, how far back do I go? And I'm a fan of going all the way back. I mean, people know how old we are. It just is what it is. Like it's hard to hide that these days. And honestly, who cares? So I say put it in there. And if you worked at McDonald's when you were in high school, maybe put that in there and say, something like if what you're doing now is customer service based, like that's important to you. Maybe you'll talk about how when, cranky Mr. Smith used to come in, they would all shove you to the register because they knew you were the one that could make him happy, right? Like tell a little funny story about it, because it is all a part of your journey, right? It's all a part of your journey. And that's what we want to see in your previous experience sections. We want to see your journey as it evolved into what you're doing today, and what are the things that you did in those previous experiences that make you uniquely qualified to do what you're doing today. Does that make sense? So that's what we're doing here today. I want you to remember that we are here for you. If you have any questions about this, please send me a message. If you are feeling like you haven't, if you have a topic you want me to talk about, or if there's something that I wasn't clear on, I'm happy to cover it. We've got, a bunch more days, 12, 13 more days. I had 12, 13 more topics to come up with. So happy to get some suggestions from you. And if you want to know more about what it's like to work with us, book a call on my calendar, KarenYankovich.com/call. That is really all I'm doing between now and the rest of the year. We are pretty much picking up with the strategy with our clients in the new year. So, but my calendar's open for you. All the calls between now and the end of the year are going to me. I'm happy to talk to you, whether you're a man or a woman, whether you are, looking to join our She's Linked Up Accelerator program, which is the best LinkedIn program on the planet. It's not even me bragging. It just is. The women in our program are killing it. They're getting an insane amount of publicity, an insane amount of clients. It's so fun. Or if you're just looking for some private client work, a VIP day, let's talk, book a call here. And here's the other thing. If we have talked over the past year about you joining this program, let's talk in the next couple of weeks, because the investment in the program is going up in January. So we have added so much stuff to it this year that we've really got to increase the investment. So, but we can still get you in at the 2021 pricing if you get on our calendar now, and then we can get you rolling. So book a call, KarenYankovich.com/call, get you on my calendar. I'm available. I'm available for calls most days between now and the end of the year, and except for the holidays, of course. And because I love talking to you about what your goals are, and about brainstorming and strategizing to see if I think that goal is something that I can help you with. And if so, I'll let you know what that looks like. But no pressure. These are not sales calls. These are truly just I want to get to know more about you, and I want to get to know more about your business. If it's a fit, of course, we want to enroll you in one of our services. So that's what we've got for you today. Come back tomorrow, where we are going to talk about your company page.